Will you just check the brakes?
Check the brakes.
They're not working, and I don't feel safe.
What do you know about brakes? All right, is it the pads or the calipers?
It's not stopping as good.
You know nothing about the brakes. So how do you know if they're wrong if you know nothing about them?
My parents were in a huge argument. They were yelling at each other, screaming about brakes in my mom's car. And my mom was saying to my dad, I just know that my brakes are not working. And my dad was like, you're always making these things up. And my dad said, well, I'm gonna prove it to you. So we had this house that had a long driveway that went straight down. And at the bottom of the driveway, of this long driveway, was a laundry room. And so my dad grabbed me and he made us stand in this laundry room. And we looked out the window and he got in the car and he raced as fast as he could in that length and skidded to a stop. I was terrified. I just thought I was gonna die. Inside my home was chaos and pain and confusion and fear. It was perpetually a dark experience. You were constantly afraid of what was about to happen next. So you didn't know if this parent would come home drunk and beat you up. You didn't know if this person would wake you up in the middle of the night screaming. I think sometimes my response was to get frozen. Like I would just stop and hope that nobody would see me. Just be still so that I wouldn't get hurt again. When you're 8, you don't think about running away. You don't know how. You're just there. Both of my parents really struggled with mental illness and with addiction. And what I needed most was a pathway out of that unsafe place. And that pathway for me was being involved in school. When I went to school, that was the place where I got to discover who I was. I got to try new things. I had people who believed in me, teachers, coaches, faith leaders who saw me as somebody who wanted help. And they just responded. They walked into my life and they included me in their family. They really gave me a vision for what family was. I didn't have any understanding of what family was. And years later, I was working with a special needs public school in Peru with these college students, and I had this huge aha moment. We could transform a school and a neighborhood if we brought everybody together. And then the second thought was, I'm doing this in other countries. Why don't we also do it here in Phoenix? I think School Connect is this simple idea, an idea that was just waiting to be rediscovered. Kids, oftentimes they need extra support socially, emotionally, they need tutoring, they need food, they need clothing. School Connect as a model amplifies the ability for a city to bring transformation. So you matchmake the organization with what the school needs, and you see schools change and kids be supported. Whether it's foster care, homelessness, food insecurity, all of those things can be impacted when you bring together the community at a school. We started the model back then, and we kind of proved it out. And we saw the beautiful things happen in one school. Then we multiplied it to 6 schools, and then we went to 32 schools, and now we've been spread throughout the state of Arizona. It's almost like God brought every single aspect of my life together. And I feel like I'm becoming the person that I'm meant to be, that God has called into existence back from when I was a little girl, getting to empower other people, to be brilliant and creative and caring and to make a difference in other people's lives. Like there's nothing as amazing as that. I didn't realize in the beginning, when I was just focused on one school, what could happen. I was faithful going for what I could see, what I could do. But by being open to what God had in mind, I got to see him expand the vision beyond one school, beyond one school district, beyond one city to multiple states. There are countless, literally thousands of children transformed. And that's a powerful experience if you open the door of your heart and your mind to see what could God be wishing for? What could he want to do with your life that you never dreamed you would be a part of? And that's the privilege I've had, getting to do that. When I look at this picture, us as a family, they look happy, they look, like they're successful, like nobody would dream that behind the doors of our house, there was so much destruction, so much pain. These things are happening in every neighborhood. And the opportunity we have to reach them and love them and help them walk out is just, we have to do it.